Good day everyone. Welcome to today's topic on Calculus 2, which is improper integrals. As we dive into this fascinating area of calculus, we'll be exploring concepts which will be discussed later. So we'll touch on the basics of improper integrals and how they differ from regular integrals. Our topic for today is all about improper integrals with infinite lower limit. For our learning objectives, at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to first evaluate improper integrals where the lower limit of integration is infinite by using limits. Second, determine the convergence and divergence of improper integrals with an infinite lower limit. And last, apply improper integrals with infinite lower limits to solve real-world problems such as finding the area of a curve and the volume of solid revolution.
Now, let's define improper integrals with infinite lower limit. It is defined as the integral from negative infinity up to b of f of x dx is equal to the limit of the integral from a to b f of x dx as a approaches to negative infinity, where b is a finite number. This is the formula we are going to use in order to solve improper integrals with infinite lower limit. We can see that this is the graph of this kind of improper integral where where b is bounded with a real number. However, a extends infinitely. And once we solve this kind of improper integral, there are two possible cases of those answers. Whereas it can converge or diverge. Now, what do we mean by converge or convergence? If the limit exists and is a finite number, we can say the improper integral converges to that value. On the other hand, what do we mean by diverges or divergence? If the limit does not exist and is infinite or oscillates, we can say the improper integral diverges. Those are the two possible cases when we solve those improper integrals. And now, let's have these examples to further understand our lesson. Now, let's take a look for our first example. Evaluate the integral from negative infinity up to 0 of e raised to x dx. First, we need to rewrite this as a limit based on our formula here. And this will become limit as a approaches to negative infinity of the integral from a up to 0 of our function e raised to x dx. Then our next step is to solve for the integral of the given function. The integral of e raised to x is simply e raised to x. Limit as a approaches to negative infinity e raised to x. We're going to evaluate this from a and 0. Then our next step is to substitute the value from a to 0 of our variable x. Rewrite again the limit as a approaches to negative infinity of e raised to 0 minus e raised to a. E raised to 0 is simply is equal to 1. This will become 1 minus e. Substitute the value of a, which is negative infinity. E raised to negative infinity is simply 0. This will become 1 minus 0 is equal to 1. So this is the answer for our given function, the integral of from negative infinity up to 0 of e raised to x dx. This means that the improper integral converges to 1. This says that it converges because on our previous discussion I discussed earlier, it converges when the value that we solve is a finite or real number and 1 is a real number. So the improper integral converges to 1. Let's proceed to our second example. Evaluate the integral from negative infinity up to 1 of x dx. Again, we need to rewrite this as a limit based on our formula. This is equal to the limit as a approaches to negative infinity of our integral from a up to 1 x dx. And then we need to evaluate the integral of our given function x. The integral of x is equal to x squared over 2. Write again the limit as a approaches to negative infinity of x squared over 2 by power rule. Then we need to evaluate this from a up to 1. And then substitute the values using the fundamental rule of calculus. Then rewrite the limit as a approaches to negative infinity (1 squared over 2 minus a squared over 2. 1 squared is equal to 1. This will become 1 half minus, we can rewrite a squared over 2 as 1 half times a squared. Perform the operation. 1 half minus 1 half. This will be cancelled out. So we are left with a squared. And then substitute the value of a, which is negative infinity. This will become negative infinity square. Negative infinity square is simply negative infinity. So this is the answer for our given integral. Our answer is negative infinity, meaning the improper integral diverges. Proceed to our third example. Evaluate the integral from negative infinity up to 0 of cosine x dx. Going to rewrite this as a limit as a approaches to negative infinity. Our integral from a up to 0 of cosine x dx. Then evaluate the integral of cosine x. The integral of cosine x is equal to sine x. And we're going to evaluate this from a up to 0. Then rewrite the limit as a approaches to negative infinity. Then substitute the values of x sine 0 minus sine a. Sine 0 is simply equal to 0. Minus sine the value of a negative infinity sine negative infinity does not exist, meaning our answer does not exist. Since the limit does not exist, the improper integral diverges. The limit does not exist because sine A oscillates between negative 1 and 1 as A approaches to negative infinity.
Here are real-life application of finding practical application of conceptual skills in daily living. So our first question is, in what particular field these improper integrals can be used? So improper integrals pop up in various fields like physics by calculating quantities like electric potential or work done by a variable force over an infinite distance. In probability and statistics, it evaluates probabilities for continuous distribution over infinite intervals. For our second question, which is what is the significance of studying improper integrals as a teacher or as a person. So, in studying improper integrals enhances problem-solving skills. It helps in tackling problems with infinite limits or unbounded functions. It also applies to real-world modeling and becoming useful in fields where infinite or very large quantities are involved. For generalization, we have here three questions. So first is definition of improper integrals with infinite lower limit. So an improper integral with an infinite lower limit is an integral of the form of integration of negative infinity to b fx dx. It's called improper because one of the limits of integration is infinite. To deal with this, we define it as limit of quantity of a to negative infinity integration of quantity of a to b fx dx. So the process of evaluating these integrals using limits, so to evaluate integration of negative infinity to b fx dx, you need to replace the infinite lower limit with a variable and evaluate the definite integral. And for the last question, concept of convergence and divergence. So for convergence, an improper integral converge if the limits defining it exist and it's a finite number. This means the area under the curve is finite despite the infinite limit. And for the divergence, an improper integral diverge if limit doesn't exist. This means that area under the curve is infinite.